My apologies for that. We had a small interruption there. Anyway, let's welcome back again. Welcome back again. Welcome back again. Kindly share the broadcast. Share the broadcast again. Share the broadcast again. My apologies. Someone interrupted me as I was getting down to speak what I was about to speak. So kindly share the broadcast. Kindly share the broadcast. Share the broadcast wherever you are. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Take your friends again. Tell them I'm back. That was a small interruption. Thank you so much. Thank you. May God bless everyone who's watching. God bless you all. Yeah, so as I was saying, we are leaving no stone unturned. We are leaving no stone unturned. I mentioned something earlier that there is a saying in our language that says, once you decide to eat a dog, you must make sure that you go for the pit bull. It's a saying in our language, but if translated to English, it simply says, once you make up your mind that you want to consume a dog, then you must go for the pit bull. And that is exactly what I'm doing. That is exactly what I'm doing. I am definitely going for the pit bull. I'm definitely going for the bulldog. And I'm leaving no stone unturned. I'm leaving no stone unturned. Enough of everything that is happening in the church. Enough of the nonsense that is being done in the name of Jesus, in the name of God. Enough of all those things. So, yeah. Enough of everything. Enough of all that nonsense. Enough of everyone who is being used by the devil, but disguising themselves as angels of light. I believe that their time has finally come to an end. This season, we are shutting down all the prophetic businesses. This season, we are shutting down the prophetic businesses. We are shutting down all the prophetic entrepreneurships. We are shutting them down. We are shutting down the prophetic industry this season. The industry of the prophetic, the prophetic industry. We are shutting it down this season. We are shutting it down this year. And we are leaving no stone unturned. No matter what may happen, no matter what may happen, this is what we are going to do. I have made it a point that no matter what can come my way, no matter what they can bring on my way. I know right now as we speak, they are scheming, and they are planning, and they are plotting. They are plotting against me. I've been getting a lot of calls. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of calls from a lot of people. You know, I've been getting a lot of calls from a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of calls from different journalists, you know, who've been trying to hear what is it that am I saying? What am I talking about? Some are giving me a heads up, you know, about the conspiracies that are being planned. You know, the conspiracies that are being planned. Somebody told me again that they are planning to bring up some. They are planning to bring up some rape charges against me. They are planning to bring up some rape charges against me. They are trying to pay some women, you know, to set me up for rape. But I know that it is not going to work. It's not going to work. They are trying to, you know, come up with a lot of things, you know, to set me up for rape, set me up for fraud, set me up for a lot of things. They are really trying their best. And one of my security guys today told me that he got a heads up from one of his friends from Johannesburg, not from the Joburg church, but one of his friends who's based in Johannesburg called him and said, "Hey, I know that you are working for this. You are working for this man. Yeah, I've got some information that I have. There are people who have been paid. There are people who have been paid, and they were given the picture of your boss." The picture of your boss, the picture of your boss's brother, and they are looking for you guys. You know, there are people who have been paid to come and execute you, to come and take you down, to come and make sure that you don't see the next sunrise. You know, he just told me this information sometime this evening. So I just want to put it on record that. Whatever that is going to happen to me, then you must know who is responsible. You must know where it is coming from, and you must know who is behind it. And whatever that you're going to see people trying to say, I saw a lot of fake accounts that they created on Facebook, trying to come up with a lot of funny stories, to lie about a lot of things. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So yeah, they are very busy. They are very busy. They're very busy because they know that they cannot stand on their platforms to defend themselves and to tell the world that J. Israel is lying. So what they're trying to do now, they're trying to come up with ways and everything so that they can discredit me for everything that I've done and everything that I've been doing. So, they are really doing their best. They are having sleepless nights, day and night, trying to scheme and see what is it that we can do, to make sure that J. Israel disappears, from the face of the earth. And I know that there are also some other pastors who are afraid that I'm going to name them in the coming weeks or in the coming days. So there's just a lot of people who are scheming and trying to come up with things. So the other ones are coming up with fake prophecies to say we saw J. Israel dying, we saw J. Israel dying. The other one saying I saw J. Israel in a coffin. The other one even saw my height in the coffin. It is not going to work. It is not going to work. So it's not going to work. It's definitely not going to work. It's not going to work, and it will not work. So kindly share the broadcast. Share the broadcast, invite as many people as you can invite, because tonight I want to take you through, everything from the beginning, from where it started. Before I take you from the beginning, from where it started, I'm going to take you through some few videos that we are going to watch together, some few videos that we are going to watch together right here on this platform. So just get ready. Just get ready for that. Let me just prepare these videos. Yeah. Let me just prepare these videos so that we can get down to business. I mean business, by the way. I mean business. You can see me posting on Facebook and saying, no, guys, pray for me. It doesn't mean that I'm weak. It doesn't mean that I'm a coward. I know that greater is him that is in me. When I post and I say, guys, pray for me, it will be something that I'll be feeling in my spirit, to just allow everybody to say, guys, please pray for me wherever you are. Join me in prayer. Let's pray together. It doesn't mean that I'm a coward. It doesn't mean that I'm chickening out. This is a battle that I chose very well, knowing exactly, what is involved in this kind of battle, and knowing very well what these hooligans, they are hooligans. They are thugs, what these thugs are capable of doing. So I know exactly what they are capable of, And by the way, I'm not that kind of pastor who comes out to say things, then the following day they bribe him with money, then he keeps quiet. No. I'm not that kind of person. I mean business, I mean business. I really, really mean business. So let's go. Let's just go to the. Let's go to the videos. Let's go to the videos so that we don't waste a lot of time talking stories and everything. Let's just go through the videos. I'm going to play some videos here that I have of the Johannesburg pastor. Yeah, I'm going to play some videos here of the Joburg pastor. His name is Pastor Alf Lukau. So I have some videos of him that I want to play here. These are prophecies that he gave in his church. These are prophecies that he gave in his church, and a lot of people, I see that this one that I'm about to play, it was watched. It has got about 6.2 million views, and you know, a lot of people really believed that this is God speaking, you know, and this man is really from God. So I have maybe 3-4 videos that I'm going to watch, that I'm going to show you tonight. Then as we are starting the broadcast. So this is the first one. This right here is the first video.
The Lord pointed you out, and your heart was beating.
This is the first video.
You related to the story.
Right.
Your husband want to leave you.
Yes.
Your
So
husband
let me know if
want
you
to
can
leave you. Is that true?
hear and see well.
Clement. Who's Clement?
Clement Mapisa is my husband.
All right. Clement Mapisa.
Oh, Jesus.
That is your husband.
Yes.
Okay.
Your husband want to leave you because he's just tired. He said he's tired. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not the doing of the Lord. Can you imagine how broken this woman is?
Yesterday, did he sleep at home?
No.
He didn't sleep at home.
Yeah.
Because I see you communicated even on WhatsApp. At 10 minutes past 9 p.m., he sent you a long message. I am reading, he's saying that I am tired of you.
Yes, ma'am.
You all are witches in your family.
Yes.
You have a message.
So as I'm starting on that, as I'm starting on this video, this is a prophecy that was given by the man that you're seeing on the video right there. Okay, I see somebody says, I remember this Clement Mapisa story. Yes, definitely. If you were part of it, you definitely remember this story. Okay. It's a prophecy that was given to this woman. And by the way, this woman is from Zimbabwe.
On your phone.
Yes.
All right. And now the Lord showed me that this man sent a message.
Okay.
And I saw 10 minutes past 9. I want you guys to show that in a message. So that somebody will say that, how do you? Have you ever spoken to me in your life before? Do you know me? Have you ever
No,
spoken to me?
this is my first time to be here.
This is your first time.
Yes. I come here because last week I dream you, men of God, prophesy me in this church, and you said to me, your past is over. I want to deliver.
So
you, and I want to give.
it looks very much believable. It looks very much believable. And this lady is from Zimbabwe. She's not from South Africa. And it looks very much believable if you are watching it from wherever you are watching it without really an understanding of knowing what really is happening in this place. You might even, you know, believe that, oh no, this is the truth. This is the truth. So this is a woman who was having a quarrel with her husband. As she was having a quarrel with her husband, she went to church. And then the so-called men of God picked her out and said, come forward, I want to pray for you. You're having a problem with your husband. And apparently the husband followed the wife to church. And now the man of God is busy looking for the husband.
The atmosphere is so tense as the man of God approaches this
Now
place.
he's looking for the husband in the church who was working as a spy following the wife.
Beloved Clement has been found, and he's dressed in the precise attire that Pastor Alf described. Who can doubt the power of God?
Can I see that woman? Ha! Woman, is this your husband? Is this your husband?
Yes, he's my husband.
Family, she has confirmed that this is indeed her husband. I don't know what to say. I'm just in shock at how God, through his servant, was able to prophetically reveal his date of birth, what he was wearing. Did you see the assurance that Pastor Alf had as he was searching for Clement?
I can't hear you, I am I.
Where prophetic has led.
So now the husband has been found. The husband has been found apparently, and the husband is now going to the front. Let's just have a look.
Don't not catch me.
Baba, you are too much. Because I was thinking that is soon after this service, I was going to divorce her completely. if you didn't say anything to this wife, meaning that today that was the end of the road.
Come close. Please come.
Beloved, his tone tells us that he's willing to mend
We're
things.
fixing things today.
We thank God that the prophetic will play a role in restoring their union.
She has done you no wrong. She did not bring it upon herself that she may not have a child.
All right.
You see what is up?
There is a woman, as you can hear their accent, the woman is from Zimbabwe, their husband is also from Zimbabwe. You can hear their accent. You know, these two, they were picked up in church, prophesied. This is just to make people in church believe, you know. This is just to make people in church believe that this is a true man of God, is really called by God, you know, he's really being used by God. So I'm starting from this, from these videos as we are, you know, moving slowly but surely, getting to the ELLIOT resurrection thing that took place, which is the main reason why I am, you know, live tonight to talk about ELLIOT. But I'm starting from this area. So if you go there, the video has got 6 point something million views, you know, 6 point something million views according to what I'm seeing here on YouTube. So that's as close to 6 point something million people who were deceived into thinking that you know, this is a true man of God and his prophecies are real. But let me tell you, the woman was paid 1,500 rand. This woman here, she was paid 1,500 rand together with the man. The man was also paid 1,500 rand. If you look for these people right now, if you look for them, you realize that it is actually a lie. So somebody will say, no, but why are you accusing and why are you accusing them and stuff? You know, I have some pictures, you know, in my tablet. I have some pictures that I'm going to be showing you in a bit. Pictures of who these people, you know, who they really are, you know. So this was just a, you know, this was just a nonsense thing, you know, that was done in church, you know, claiming that this is God speaking. Then this is the second one that also went viral. That woman and the man, they were both paid 1,500 rand each to go and do that acting in the church, you know, that acting. And after they did it well, I'm sure some money was added on top. Maybe 1,000 or 2,000 rand was added on top. Because whenever such action happens in church and then he's happy, I'm talking about Alf Lukau, when he's happy, he puts money on top and stuff. So I'm going to take you slowly but surely, and I'll bring you to even to the videos that I personally was the one, you know, who was working together with him when he was not in church. He was abroad, and then he asked me, please bring some people from me to church, you know. So everything is there, unfortunately. And let's have a look at this one. This is a man who was accused of being an occultic man.
Shock down your very soul. In a quest to find a solution to his burden of financial constraints and life's difficulties, a gentleman finds himself in an occult where he sheds innocent blood for wealth. Within this occult, he is instructed by his master to kill his only son. But we only have one master, and his name is Jesus Christ.
By the way, as we are watching this video, I want you to bear in mind again. I want you to bear in mind that this guy again was about to be prophesied here is also from Zimbabwe. Listen to the accent, you'll hear that this guy is also from Zimbabwe. So, yeah.
As Lord and Savior, watch and be blessed. Walking between the crowd, Pastor Arthur suddenly stopped by a desperate man who fears for his life. He even saw it fit to interrupt the man of God.
Save you from what?
What kind of trouble could he be facing?
Who want to kill you?
My masters.
Family, wait. What is going on here? His masters.
They want to
terrifying.
Who want to kill you?
My masters want to terminate my life.
Your masters want to terminate your life.
They require that I sacrifice my son.
Oh my goodness. What has he gotten himself into? Beloved, when you see a grown, mature gentleman weeping, you
So this guy that you see here, is someone who was. I remember there's a friend of mine, a very close guy that I used to be friends with. The wife of that friend of mine, we were sons together at this church. We were sons of this man together in Joburg. And then after this prophecy was made, because I knew the drill and I knew everything that was happening, but my friend didn't know. So he came to me. His name is, let me not mention his name. He came to me and he said, Jay, my wife, when we got home, my wife said to me, he knows the guy who was prophesied today that, he killed 400 people. His masters want to kill him. The guy is actually very broke, he's a very broke guy. He got back to the apartment, and then my wife works with this guy's friend. My wife works with this guy's friend, so then I was, because I knew what was happening, I just said, oh no, don't worry, don't leave. Then my friend actually left. He was a son also here. Then after this, he was having marital issues with the wife and stuff. So they left the man. Then they left me submitting there as a son. So let's continue watching the video.
To a certain degree the magnitude of his grief. I mean, this is an urgent matter of life and death. But who are these masters threatening him? The devil is just cruel. Look at him. He looks frightened beyond words.
Your masters, they want you to sacrifice your son.
Yes, sir.
Explain to me, what are you talking about? How did you get to have a master? And who is this master?
It was in 2016, after I had broken up with my wife. I happened to go on a very paramount drinking spree, binging, prostituting, doing everything possible. It was during one of those nights that I encountered a gentleman by the name of Gerald Mapasa. Gerald and I clicked from that day, and Gerald did everything. So I kind of thought I was going to fall back on him. Since I was suffering, maybe he could also play a part in my life, maybe try and uplift me from what I was going through. I asked him to help me out, set up a business for myself. And he told me that he could do that, but then it took a lot of sacrifice for it to happen. I just took it as something that was lightly being said. I didn't know.
So the guy is trying to explain what happened, how he was initiated, and then during his initiation process, they asked him to kill about 400 people and stuff like that. So let me just fast forward a bit so that we can get to it.
Save me. They want to kill.
Okay.
You see what is happening now?
Oh, Jesus.
You as a pastor kill my child, my
Okay.
son. Yes. What is happening? How did you end up here?
Right.
It's not Alberton.
What is
Oops. My apologies. My WhatsApps keep popping up there, but it's fine.
No, Gerald was just the first guy who introduced me to the main guys. My master is in Australia.
So everything that this guy is saying is a
Does he
lie.
live here or he lives there?
He comes when I want him.
It comes when you want him.
Yes, sir.
Meaning that he flies to come to you, or he appears.
He appears to me.
He appears to you.
Yes, sir.
Now, so it is your master. Ah, I see.
Through the eyes of the Spirit, Pastor, I've seized this man.
Okay, so now he's prophesying. Now he's prophesying to the man.
Who is Rudy Smith and why is this man saying the word? Is he afraid?
Now he is prophesying to the man.
I can't talk about him. He might kill me now.
Does this man know where he is?
It's very dramatic. It's very dramatic, and if you are very naive, you will believe this.
If you talk about him, he will kill you now. Okay, then you do not know me.
Clearly not. If he could see the Spirit, he would understand that God has not placed a mere man before him.
I'm not Rudy Smith. My name is Aflukau.
Okay.
He's the mighty general, the Spirit, the facilitator of his miracle, anointed for difficult matters.
Now I ask you again. Who is Rudy Smith?
He's my mentor.
The name of the man is Rudy Smith. Go on Facebook, go on Twitter, go on anyway. If this man is a master and is really, you know, a wealthy person who gives people wealth and everything, you know, you'll find these people on the internet. These people don't exist. Rudy Smith don't exist. This guy, his name doesn't exist anyway. It's a stage name that he's using. Everything that you see here is an act. Everything that you are seeing here actually is an act. This is a movie, you know. This is a movie that you are watching. So everybody who goes to this church to sit down and, you know, clapping for such things, you must know that you are watching a movie. This is a movie you are going. So when I talk about theatrics that are happening in the church, it's things like this. Now I'll tell you why I'm saying this guy that you are seeing here.
Yes, sir.
Let's continue
Your
watching.
mentor is Rudy Smith.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The Bible says that the people who know their God shall be strong. Witness the boldness of Pastor Alvin.
If you saw, there's a guy who's doing this. He's wearing a white jacket and he's doing this. He's right here right now. He's watching together with us. There's a guy who was holding a microphone for this man. He's wearing a white blazer. Just, you know, let me just rewind so that you may see him.
Why did you come?
What happened is that there is a particular moment in time.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Your mentor is Rudy
The guy wearing a
Smith.
white blazer behind the
The
pastor
Bible
there.
says that the people who know their God
Aha, that's one there.
witness the boldness of Pastor
Right.
Alvin.
The guy was doing this at the back. His name is David Sean. He's watching right now, and he knows exactly what I'm talking about, and he knows that everything that was happening here was fake. David Sean, kindly comment if I'm lying about what I'm saying right here. Kindly comment. He knows what I'm talking about right now. So anyway, this guy was given a prophecy. They told him that you killed 400 or so people. Then you were supposed to. Anyway, let's just try to see what happens next.
Why did you
Beloved, if God be for his servant, which small satanic agent can win? It's impossible.
What therefore happened after that is that the meeting was immediately adjourned. Everyone left, and I was left sitting all alone. I didn't know what I'd done or what button I had pressed. But after much deliberation, I took it upon myself to ask Gerard exactly what wrong I had said. And he happened to tell me that one of grandmasters tried it before to come to your church.
So now it's everything that you see here, everything that you are watching right now on this video. It was rehearsed the day before this service in a house that is there in Joburg in a place called Lyndhurst. There's a house in Lyndhurst where all these actors go before service, probably a day before service or the day after service. They go there and then the day before service, not after. They go there, they do these rehearsals, then they give you your story. This is how you're going to say it. This is what you're going to say. This is what you're going to say. This is what you're going to say. So this guy is actually Zimbabwean. And it makes my heart even break the most, you know, to see my fellow Zimbabwean brothers, you know, being used for such skits like these, you know, in church. And after such skits are performed in church, these guys are given chicken change. You can see that the suit he's wearing, this guy can't afford a suit. He can't afford anything that he's wearing. Everything was bought for him. It was actually brand new, just like the ELLIOT suit. It was a brand new suit. So he can't afford this. Everything was given to him, you know. Everything was given to him, and then afterwards he got paid, you know, an amount that is less than 5,000 rands. An amount that is less than 5,000 rands that he received. And then afterwards, that was it. You know, he was, damned just like that. So to all those who are watching from Zimbabwe, if you know this guy, go and sit down with him. I got a call from one journalist in Zimbabwe and he said, I want to do a story. I want to do a story about the guy whom Pastor Alf said he prayed for. And then the guy killed about 400 people. I got a message, and then the guy said, I'm about to publish the story. So I spoke to him and I said, please don't do it, you know. So let's go. There's a lot of videos, but I'll show you just, 2 or 3. Then this one is the most, this one is the one that really, is the one that really,
Jesus.
Okay.
There is somebody here.
Now look at this.
You're a pastor. Your name is Shadrach. They call you Pastor Shadrach. You are here, Pastor Shadrach. You are a general overseer, the general overseer of Grace Ministries in Tokoza. In Tokoza. Pastor Shadrach, if you are here, not if, please come, Pastor Shadrach.
Glory.
This man of God is described in detail. This always blows my mind.
So there's a pastor who was said, your name is Pastor Shadrach.
If you have doubts,
Come forward. Now listen to the storyline. Listen to the storyline.
because God speaks and he works through the vessel.
And when you listen to the storyline, at the end of the day, the storyline is always to make the men of God look powerful. The storyline is always to make the men of God look very powerful, look more powerful than ever, get more people to church, get more people to give money, get more people to sow seeds, get more people to bring money to church, get more people to pay their tithes, get more people to do a lot of things. So let's have a look at this guy.
Oh God.
Okay. Let's just fast forward.
In the name Pastor, General Overseer,
There you go.
things are not as they're supposed to be for you.
They are not.
They are not.
They are not moving.
Do you know Rosemary?
Yes.
All those names. There is no name like that.
Rosemary is your wife.
Yes.
The name doesn't exist. The name is an act.
Separated.
You separated.
Yes.
Rosemary separated with you. How many children do you have?
4.
You have 4 children
Yes.
with Rosemary.
Yes.
4 children. This is a general overseer of a ministry here in Johannesburg in South Africa, Tokoza. His ministry is called Grace Ministries. Am I right?
Yes, you are right.
Oh, his name is Pastor Shadrach. It's the first time that he's here. The
Now-
Spirit of the Lord.
Now listen to that. The name is Pastor Shadrach, okay? And the name of the church is, I think it's Grace International, in a place called Tokoza. If you are in Johannesburg, look for a place called Tokoza. Go to Tokoza in Joburg. Ask if there's a church called Grace International that is being led by a pastor called Pastor Shadrach. If you are here in Johannesburg, if you're in South Africa, go to this township called Tokoza. Ask if there's a church called Grace International, led by this guy called Pastor Shadrach. This is just a guy who was picked from the, from Uval. They picked him from Uval, dressed him up nicely. He's even, if you look at his head, I mean, he's got a clean shave and everything. He's got a clean shave. He's got a clean shave. You can see that they really prepared him for a moment like this, They really, really prepared him for a time like this.
You should bring him in before even going back to the pulpit there. You should bring him. I am doing something in his life.
Glory to Jesus.
I have to do something. If God doesn't do what I want to do now, things will be difficult.
Yeah.
Now, let me help. Can I speak to you?
Yes, you can.
Can I speak into your life?
Yes,
Will you speak back to me?
I will.
You have to.
I promise.
Because I can see the picture now.
Watch how God
So keep
wants to
watching
dissect
and
Pastor
see what
Shadrach's
happens.
life through prophecy. God knows you and everything concerning you.
Pastor, on the 21st of July, because I see blessing, born on the 21st of August.
That's my son.
That's your son.
Yes.
Blessing was born on the 21st of August 1998.
Yes.
You were born on the 21st of July. Is that correct?
That's true.
Your wife was born on the 3rd of May 1980.
That's true.
Her name is Rosemary.
Yes.
And Rosemary, you say, left you.
Yes.
You brought it upon yourself.
Okay, now listen to what happened.
Brandon, the second one, born on the 4th of June 2001. Is that correct?
That's true.
The third one, Brian. Is that correct?
Amen.
Amen.
Yes.
Brian born on the 4th of May 2004. Is that correct?
That's true.
I'm seeing Ayanda. Do you know Ayanda?
Yes.
Who's Ayanda?
It's my daughter.
Ayanda, your daughter was born on the 26th of December 2006. Is that your family?
Yes, that's my family.
My name is Aflu Kau.
You cannot deny that he's mightily used in the prophetic.
Right, I see somebody called Bishop Koza just commented right now as I'm live. He just commented and said, I know the guy. He says, his name is Bishop Koza. He says, no church at Togoza called Grace. And also, I know this guy from Uval in Johannesburg. I see that. I'm seeing that comment there. That's a pastor who's commenting. I don't know that pastor, but I'm seeing that his name is Bishop Koza in this comment.
Right now,
So,
as I speak to you, God is about to turn your life around.
Thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
But you see, as I say, the reason why nothing is happening is because you have caused it. Do you understand what I'm saying?
That's true.
What did you do?
I was speaking bad about you.
About me.
First and foremost, I command Pastor Shedrick.
now you get the story. So everything that happened to him happened because he was speaking bad about the man of God. Anyway, let's just hear the end of it.
Battles upon ourselves.
Let's hear the end of it.
Touch the anointed, the very apple of God's eye. Remember, when you slander or speak ill of the man of God, you're speaking ill against God himself. Too much of God is invested inside of his servants for him to allow you to disrespect them. But Shadrach has come in peace, and God himself will remove the curse that this man has attracted into his own life.
Okay, so,
Wait a minute.
okay.
Look, I didn't know what you did in the teacher. I knew that you brought it upon your son. So, what did you do?
I was spreading rumors that you are a fake prophet.
Awesome, Pastor Shadrach. Show me people.
So now you can see, that this guy is saying that I was spreading rumors about you that you are a fake prophet. That is why I lost my wife and I lost my house. I lost everything. You know, let's hear what happens next. Let's hear what happens next.
For a lack of knowledge and jealousy, but it is why.
You're a pastor like me. You're a general overseer of your own ministry, Grace Ministries.
Yes.
What did I do to you?
Nothing. It was just the miracles you were doing didn't look so real. They looked like magic or, you know.
All right. All right. So, I didn't do anything to you, but you say miracles you saw me doing or you saw God doing through me did not look real to you.
Yes.
It looked like magic.
Yes. But then I had a dream.
Okay.
In May, I dreamt of this guy who was driving a white car. He brought a picture of you. And he said, leave this man alone. But I just thought it was...
So this is an act. This is an act, guys. This is an act, you know. God is my witness. There's nothing like that. There is nothing like that. It doesn't exist. It has never happened. It will never exist. It is all an act. It's all an act. Okay. Let me give you this one again. A different one. Now, this one I'm about to give you now. No, so the previous ones I was showing you, those are all people who are paid. There's hundreds and hundreds of all those, of people who are paid to come and act. Then the one I'm about to show you now is a different scenario altogether. And this one will actually resonate with a lot of people who have been to this church who are actually watching right now.
Bless you, Jesus.
Now, look at this.
God bless you. Here's your time. Come.
God has remembered her amongst the thousands seated here. Today is her day.
Now watch where she's sitting.
Around her neck, we identify her as an international visitor. Lord knows how many hours she flew to.
So big.
Jesus.
You look at yourself and say, this is just too much. But today God has remembered you and is doing something new in your life.
Receive.
Now this is a white lady who's receiving a prophecy.
You are here in this moment to you.
Something.
There is something that God is doing. You're feeling it inside you. Only God knows it. I am reading. I knew it before I read, but I'm reading.
Yes.
Uda Elmira.
Yes.
You see, I am reading in the physical. I say I knew it, that was in the spiritual. But now I'm reading in the physical.
It's you.
It's like you were Muslim before. The family is a Muslim family.
Yes.
Where you from right now?
I live right now in Switzerland.
So she came all the way from Switzerland.
Like a
Lebanon
Lebanese.
is where I was born,
You
where
were
my
born, you
family
were
is.
Lebanese,
Yes.
but you live in Switzerland.
Yes.
The Lord is saying, the tears that you're crying now will be wiped and you'll never cry the same
Thank
tears
you,
again.
Jesus.
Amen.
Look, I am seeing your spirit is so strong that the only way they could have pulled you down is spiritually cursing you. Already growing up, there are many things. I'm talking about you in Lebanon. A number of things that could not go with you.
Right.
Were you ever married? I'm talking about 16 years.
I was.
But that was not really a marriage, right?
Exactly.
It was an arranged marriage.
Now I want you to look at something very different. When he approached the guys that he pays, or rather when he approaches the guys that are paid, he goes there with clarity. He doesn't ask them all these questions, like, were you married maybe 16 years ago? Is it, he doesn't go like that. He goes straight, on the dot. He says, your name is this, you're born on this, you came from this place. Why? Because they're paid. But this woman was not paid. This woman, innocently, she came from Switzerland and she was not paid. She was never paid, but here's what happens. In the church, there's a woman called Totliso. There's a woman called Shalim. There is a guy called Pastor Ben. There is another one called Brenda. There's a whole crew. There's Bosi. There's even Jackie, Bishop Jackie. There's a lot. So this is what happens. When they receive these international visitors, like this lady who came from Switzerland, when they receive them in Johannesburg in South Africa, it is their assignment. Those who receive these people, they take good care of them. They drive them around, and as they are driving them around, they'll be asking questions. So, where are you coming from? So, what's your name? Oh, it's good to see you. How is your family? Oh, are you married? So, these people will be just, pouring out, without any reservations. Why? Because they are so happy and excited to be in this place, and they are meeting these people who are so hospitable. They are so nice. They are talking to them nicely. They are talking to them well, and so they don't suspect anything. So they pour out all this information that he's mentioning here. These are things that he was told. So before the service, these guys who gather information from these people, they go to his office. And there's Minister Lerato as well. Minister Lerato is part of the information people who go around the church, gathering people, gathering information. So before the service, if you go to AMI, you understand that you'll see Minister Lerato or you'll see Busi coming into the church. They'll start taking pictures just before the service, during the praise and worship time. What are they doing? They're allocating all the people that they got information from so that they can send it to the man in his office as he's preparing for the service. He will be watching the service from his office before he gets down. So before he goes down to the service, he'll be watching the service from his office. So they bring the information to him. Then he goes down. He writes everything on his tablet. Then by the time he goes down, he knows who he's going to prophesy to. So whether you like it or not, if you have not been interviewed, if you have not spoken to anybody, at times some of these people will just invite you randomly, and you don't know that you are being invited so that they can come and prophesy you in church. So this is what happened to this white woman. Let's watch and see what happens next.
Tell me about that.
My parents wanted me to be together with a man, although they are very religious. He was not a non-believer, and he just asked for my hand, and they wanted me to marry him. Yes.
You were under a spell.
Yes.
You did not understand.
Yes.
How is it that I went to sign to be married?
So I want you to look at something. When he prophesies to people whose where their information has been given to him, like this lady, he doesn't go too deep. He's just shallow. He doesn't go too deep unless on that day, maybe Lerato or Totliso or some of these people who gather information for him in church, unless on that day they sat down really with somebody and they were counseling the person, because they do counseling sessions. Okay, they do counseling sessions. So during counseling sessions, especially for those who are from local, from Joburg, so they come during the week. They counsel them, they sit them down, they counsel them, they talk to them, then they pour out, then they say, no, we are going to pray with you. Then during the week, your counselor will call you and say, are you coming to church on Friday? If you confirm, your counselor will tell you, I'm going to give you a seat when you come. So when you come, they'll give you a seat. Why? So that they know where you are sitting. Then they'll go and tell the man up there that this one is sitting there, go and prophesy. So it's a system. There's a lot of people who are involved in this thing. There are people who are brought in and they are paid just to come and fake prophecies. And those fake prophecies, they are very deep. Like the ones I was showing you before. You can see that even his confidence, he's very confident that what he's saying is true. But with these ones now, because it's information that is being given to him, he's also not sure whether you should, whether you should go deeper or because there's no way to go. There's no deeper you can go. You can go as deep as he can go as deep as what they have told him. So there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. A lot. There's some that came from Iran, some that came from different countries. The IVP ones, those who come from outside the country, they are interviewed. The information is gathered. They send it to him. Then others, they buy them, and they prophesy to them. So let's see. Let's see what happens next. Oh my God. This is going to be a long one. But anyway, God is good. So there's a prophecy of a hairdresser. The pastor will spread rumors. Then there's this one that says never seen before.
Today I'll teach you how to make that high five.
Never seen before. Pastor Alf Lukau gives a man a wife right in church. Let's go to that one. So I just want to take you slowly. Just stay where you are. I just want to take you slowly. Let's move together, okay? Let's move together. I want to take you slowly but surely so that you may understand that I'm not doing this to destroy a man. I'm not doing this to fight a man, but I'm doing this to open the eyes of God's people who are being deceived blindly, and also for the men, the men in question to repent. I want him to repent. I want him to stop what he's doing. I want him to, you know, to stop these things, you know, that he's doing, because this is not good. This is not good. This is not good. So on this particular day, I was actually let's have a look at this. On this particular day, I was there in church. On this particular day, I was there in church.
That means you gentlemen, come here.
Okay.
Simply remain in unhappy
Have a look
unions.
at this.
But imagine coming to the house of God, a single man or woman, trusting God for a spouse, but not living alone. Beloved, watch how the prophetic plays a role in the establishment of a new relationship. Be pleased.
Come. You're looking at me. You gentlemen, come here. Exactly.
Okay. So the man has been located.
You are happy for him. God is happy for you. Amen. Okay. It's okay. You are looking and checking me. Say, hey, which manner of man is this? That can speak in this manner? He's a facilitator.
God could have chosen anyone, but lucky was located.
Facilitator of your miracle.
Amen.
What is your name?
Lucky Alex.
You are lucky, Alex.
Yes.
But I won't say that you are lucky today, you know. This is not luck, this blessing.
Blessing. Oh, yeah.
You are favored today.
Amen. Amen.
Look at this. Are you working?
Yes.
Where do you work?
At Albertine.
You work at Alberton?
Yes.
What's your position? What do you do?
I'm acting as a supervisor. We are selling houses there.
All right.
Okay. So let's fast forward.
You're fine, isn't it?
I can get...
I'm even seeing that the family is putting you under pressure and saying that when will you stabilize? Is that true?
That's true, man of God. Because I'm the firstborn, so I supposed to get married first because I got my 4 young brothers. So they are waiting for me to get married first.
So your young brothers are waiting for you to get married before they get married?
Yeah, according to our culture.
According to the culture?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I see. Very interesting culture.
Family, I don't think his brothers will have to wait long.
But you say you're ready because your wife, I think your wife is here today.
Beloved, this prophecy just took an
Now look
interesting
at that.
turn.
This man went to church and he claims that he's not married, you know. So now apparently the wife is also in church and they're about to be connected together with the wife. This is Nollywood.
So whilst I advocate her right now, I'm lost for words. This has never happened before. Oh my goodness, where is she seated? Family, he's so excited. He's already begun looking.
Your wife is here today.
This is a different aspect of the prophetic.
I'm waiting, Pastor.
Do you have a girlfriend right now?
No, I don't have a girlfriend.
Is there anybody that you love, you seeing from far, you like?
No, but now.
You say you've been here for 1 year. Is there any beautiful soul that you have spotted on the corridors?
Yeah, but... Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah. But just choose for me, Pastor. I'm waiting.
If you trust the prophetic, you can't.
I mean, he sells everything out now. He says, Pastor, please choose for me. Ah, Jesus. Why would a pastor choose for you? Anyway, let's watch and see. This is very interesting.
Okay, hear this. Hear this. Not everybody who want to get married, the wives or their husband, he's here, but yours is here.
Amen.
There is a lady that has been praying for 7 days fasting.
Oh, Jesus.
Now listen
This
to a
lady
lie
has
now.
no child and saying that the time is passing.
A lie is being put there.
And the Lord is telling me, you are the answer to that prayer.
Beloved, there's no prayer that is too small or insignificant for
Do you
God to
see?
answer.
Do you see the amazement in people's eyes, the shock in their eyes when they look at these things in church? They're like, "Wow, this is amazing! This man, the way he looks, the way he dresses, he looks so professional. He can't do, you can't even You can't suspect him of anything, like what I'm saying right here, because of the way he looks, the way he talks. He's so smooth. He's got a charm. When he stands there, he has that, that je ne sais quoi. I don't know. I don't even know if that's an English word or it's a French word. I don't know. But look at this. Everyone is surprised in church and everyone is shocked. Now look at it.
Can I find her for you?
Amen.
Can I find her for you?
Yes, amen.
Can I find her for you?
Married for me, man.
There is so much anticipation and curiosity from the saints. This is a divine connection.
All right. Everybody lift your hand. Not for marriage, just lift it for blessing. That you may know that God loves us.
Amen.
And everything about us is connected.
Yes.
That's how God operates. It draws you always closer to your miracle.
Amen.
Some of you are looking for your miracle far, but your miracle is close. Yeah, it may have come from far, but now it's close.
Anyway, fast forward. Now we are going to look for the wife.
This moment would have not been possible.
Now the man of God is looking for the wife now.
Walking slowly and looking intently about the crowd, Pastor Alf searches for this woman. Where could she be? God is not a man that he may lie. Pastor Alf heard directly and clearly from God that Alex's future wife is here. If God said it, family, we believe it, and that settles it.
He's looking for the wife now. He's looking for the wife now, Now he's moving around and looking for the wife. And he's praying a lot. He's in the spirit.
That Pastor Alf will find this woman. He is not gambling this, nor is he fabricating it.
Somebody, your miracle will locate you.
Okay.
I receive it.
It's location time.
You see,
Your
church is
miracle is
packed.
coming to you.
Somebody
Church is
receive it.
packed.
You will not leave this place without your breakthrough, not under this anointing. Have faith.
He's looking for
God
her.
stops in this particular staircase, and I'm beginning to wonder,
This man is a good actor. See what he's doing.
My name is Aflukau.
There you go.
God's oracle, the facilitator of your miracle.
God has answered you.
Okay. Now the wife has been found now.
God has answered you. You fasted for 7 days.
Beloved, this is the woman. Glory to God. Oh my goodness, she is so overwhelmed. Her prayers did not fall on deaf ears. I see gratitude all over her countenance. Thank you, Jesus. You're a faithful God. Pastor Alf walked to the exact place where she was seated. Family, the prophetic baffles me. We cannot figure it out. Wow, I don't know what words to utter to God for his goodness, for his grace. Father, I thank you. This is just mind-blowing.
7 days prayer.
Now the wife has been found.
Answered.
Oh my God. Jesus. Oh Lord. Now the wife has been found, The wife has been found, and the wife has been found. They were joined together apparently, but that was all staged. That was all staged. That was all fake. Those people, they knew each other already, so they were all paid, just to go and, set up that kind of play. So you can see that in that video, he says, oh, you've been here for close to a year. That's a lie, because he knows that the church is big. So there's no way that you can know whether someone has been there for a year or has been there for a day, because he was trying to change the script. Because a lot of people were saying, no, why do you only prophesy to first-timers? Why do you only prophesy to people who came for the first time? Why is it you only prophesy to people who are here for the very first time? So he has to change. It's tricks. He has to change the tricks from time to time. This is the biggest trickster that I've ever met in my entire life. I regret meeting such people. But anyway, because of the journey that God wanted me to take, I believe I had to meet them at some point. So let's have a look at this one. Then after this, we're going straight to the ELLIOT. There's a prophet there. Another prophet.
My Jesus. My Jesus. Your glory is in this place.
Yes.
Your undiluted power is in this place.
So now look at this one. This guy, to those who remember this this service, unfortunately, they pulled down all my videos that they ever uploaded on their channel for me. They pulled all of them down. You can't find them on their YouTube channel. They are nowhere to be found, you know. So anyway, it's fine. But on this day, this guy prophesied and I also prophesied. So we went to the third floor together. We went to the third floor together, me and this guy. He was sitting next to me at the third floor before the service started. And then he went to the office first, and I knew that he's going to get, you know, the information to go and lie to people, you know. And then I also got in there, you know, got also information as well to go and do my own lie, you know. So this guy comes out, acts as if he's hearing from God, acts as if, you know, he's in the spirit.
But today I want more.
Listen to what he says.
Not only have I located you, but from today, I want you to become my location. Wherever in your family they will look for me, they will go to you.
Okay.
You are becoming my location.
No.
Say, I can hear you. Someone. If you have not decided yet,
we don't want to hear that.
Are you here? Come.
Okay. There's a prophet.
Glory to Jesus. Glory to Jesus.
God of my father. God of my father.
Look at this. Look at this. Somebody's receiving. You too receive.
I receive.
I say you.
Hallelujah.
That's the power.
This is the presence of God.
Yes.
The power of God. The power of God. Something is happening in England.
Allow her.
Something is happening. Something is happening. Something is happening.
Glory.
My Jesus. God of my
Sometime,
father.
unless you want it this way,
Okay.
you will not get it.
Yes.
Are you from Cameroon?
Yes.
Do you know him? Have you ever spoken before?
I don't know you.
You don't know him. Do you know her?
I don't know her.
Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
Glory to Jesus.
My pass is over. My pass is over.
Something is happening.
Look at it. She's saying, my past is over.
Hallelujah.
Are you Catherine? Are you Catherine? Yes. I've traveled almost everywhere in Africa except Cameroon. Are you from Cameroon, right?
I'm from Cameroon.
August 17, 1977.
What just happened here? Somebody!
Anyway, as you can see, this is a guy, very innocent guy, and this is what these guys are told. Okay, this is what these guys are told. These guys are told that now, I think this guy's from Congo, if I'm not mistaken. He's not from Zimbabwe. The one who was prophesying. The lady is actually from Cameroon. The lady came. The lady actually came for the International Visitors Program, paid everything just to come and attend. Her information was taken, given to the pastor. Then the pastor, because you know he has his people, you know, that he calls to say, I want to mentor you in the prophetic. I want you to prophesy like me, you know. So this guy was one of them. He called him up to his office. And then he said, okay, you know, as a prophet, if you can't hear God for yourself, if you are my son, I can hear God for you. That's the lie that they are told, you know. Even if you look at the video of the bishops, when they were prophesying one after the other, those people can prophesy, all of them. Bishop Shepherd Gwenzi, Bishop Jackie, Bishop TK, Bishop, who else is there? Bishop, if you go back and revisit their prophecies, you will see that their prophecies were different, you know. Now, because there's a woman, her name is Pastor Naomi. Because Pastor Naomi is one of the financiers of the church, she's not allowed to be part of this kind of lie, especially of the prophetic. So the day that the bishops were given microphones to prophesy, to everyone who was in that church, will remember what I'm saying. The day bishops were given microphone to prophesy in that church, the Bishop TK prophesied names and prophesied this, Bishop Jackie prophesied names, Bishop Shepherd, Bishop Mike Songiso was also there, he also prophesied names and stuff. But when Pastor Naomi was given a microphone, she did not prophesy any names, because they told her that, no, just speak whatever you will feel, you know, because she's not part of that lie, because, you know, she she puts in some money in there. So those who put in money, they are told, I'm mentoring you and stuff. So she was given a microphone, and because now, you know, there was nothing too heavy to speak, she just said, no, if there's someone that God is blessing, you know, take money, just take a seat, come and sow, connect with the altar, and that was it, you know. So, yeah, I see somebody says, Naomi, they will milk her. Oh, yes, definitely. Because she's part of the lie, because she's not part of the lie of these prophecies and these setups and staging of prophecies and miracles and stuff. They will never open up to her to say, we are teaching you that this is how we do things. And then the rest of them, your Bishop TK, your Bishop Stephanie, your Bishop Shepherd, and all those guys, they don't put any money in the church. You know, they just needed... I'm sure they just put in their tithes, you know, they offer their tithes, then they pledge here and there when they have small, you know. So they are kept in a way that just to keep the image of the church, to keep the image of the church. So that is how it is, you know, that is how it is. So coming back to the reality of coming back to the ELLIOT story. So the reason why I'm showing you all these videos is just to show you that this man had done everything he could do. He had prayed for people who were sick. He had prophesied that people died, people resurrected, people, you know, he had prophesied everything. Okay. Yeah. He had prophesied everything. Everything that you could prophesy, he had said it. Sorry, I'm just trying to get something here. So he had done all the miracles you can think of. He had raised people from the wheelchairs. He had prophesied names. He had prophesied everything. He had done everything, whatever you can think of. He had done it, you know. Because this is a competition. This is like a competition between Pretoria. This is a competition between Pretoria, Bushiri, and then Auflukau. You know, it's a competition, it's a South African competition. So now this one did miracle of fire. Then this one said, no, I'll find something and then I'll do something bigger. He went and he did Pamela White. Then this one went and he did another miracle of, that wind. And then this one came and he said, I will look for a miracle to outshine and outsmart that miracle. So when he finally decided to resurrect ELLIOT, it was a way of saying, I want to be the best of the best and outsmart everybody. It actually surprises me and shocks me, because the first time I went to him, he knew I was coming from Uberangel. And he knew that Bushiri was my brother. You know, he was my spiritual brother back then. He knew. So he brought me very closer, to say. So I would say, no, Papa, this is what we used to do. I don't like it. I want to serve God. And then we said, no, son, you are serving God. Let's serve God in purity, and everything. So I thought I found a true man of God who was really leading me in the path of righteousness, in the path of salvation, in the path of Christ and everything. That is why my posts, if you check back to 2018 and so forth, 2018, 2017, after I met him, I started saying, I've met a man who have grounded me in Christ. It was all because of that, you see. So slowly but surely, he would say, he would sit in his office, to check his YouTube subscription in his office. would check his YouTube subscription and say, son, come and see. You see, now I have more subscribers than Bushiri. I have more subscribers than TB Joshua. I'm the supreme prophet. I carry the supreme anointing. This is not a lie. This is the truth. So he had done everything. So he wanted to outsmart TB Joshua, outsmart, I see somebody says, will they not sue you? Well, I don't care. Let them send whatever that they're going to send. Let them sue me for whatever that they want to sue me for. One thing that I know is that if they sue me, they're suing me for the truth. They're not suing me for lies. That is why I'm as bold as I am right now. So, yeah, so you call me and say, no, this is our subscription and everything. So the subscription rose to a place where he now saw himself as a supreme prophet, because they say he's got a supreme anointing. Then Pastor Ben used to be on Facebook. He used to be on Instagram. He disappeared. After the resurrection thing, he disappeared on Instagram. He disappeared on Facebook. Brenda disappeared on Instagram, disappeared on Facebook. Disappeared on Facebook. Now she's struggling there in Zimbabwe because they told her, she received a call from Zimbabwe and they told her that, listen, now that the whole resurrection thing has gone this way, if we ever hear that you have said anything about the resurrection thing, we are going to kill you. There are so many people who have been threatened about the same thing. So when they finally came up with the strategy of saying, let's resurrect ELLIOT, it was to try and outsmart every prophet under the sun, but it didn't work well. It backfired. Let me take you through this video. It backfired. It backfired. It did not work the way it was supposed to work. There's a video that I came across of an interview that was done. An interview that was done by Brother Charles. Just after the resurrection stunt was performed. He went, he interviewed the funeral parlors that were involved, the first parlor, the second parlor, and the third parlor, and the interview was there online. So this is what the lawyer had to say.
For kings and queens.
I want to take you bit by bit. I want to take you bit by bit, so that you understand.
That you hired the heirs to Mr. Africa?
What we can say is these people that approached us under the auspices of a grieving family who came here to hire specifically a haze for the purposes of transporting a dead person who was apparently lying in another funeral parlor. But that funeral parlor, when we were told, was that it did not have enough or adequate transport services.
Which funeral parlor is that?
They said it's Black Phoenix.
Black Phoenix?
Yeah.
In Johannesburg?
In Johannesburg, yes. Okay. So they said they've got a contract with Black Phoenix, okay, and that their loved one is lying there. Okay. So, but Black Phoenix, apparently, when they sold the store to us, they said they didn't have enough transport. Okay, that would help with ferrying the people and the body. So they decided to approach us for the purposes of just providing transport. So of which we did then contract them for that purpose, and we gave them our hearse for the purposes of transporting their loved one who was lying in another funeral parlor.
Okay. Was the hearse driven by your driver?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. And what's his name, please?
I'm not privy to his details at the moment. Like I'm saying, I'm a lawyer and I don't deal with these things on a daily basis. Mine was just being appointed to handle the fracas and the nightmare that was here. But I can exclusively reveal to you that it was one of our drivers who went with the highs. So as the story unfolded is that when they left here, instead of because one of the private cars had stickers of Black Phoenix.
So this video right here, this is an interview that was done by Brother Charles last year in April, I think. No, in February, on the 25th of February, just after the resurrection had happened. So let me explain. So the resurrection was planned to outsmart every miracle that you have ever seen in your life. It was planned to outsmart everybody in the whole world. Okay, and they planned it together. It was, Pastor Alf and Ben. Ben is the one who ran away and he went to Congo. Okay, he ran away, he went to Congo. So after the miracle was done, he ran away, he left, he went to Congo, and now he's nowhere to be found. He is nowhere to be found now. So the previous day of the miracle, the resurrection was going to happen tomorrow. The previous day, Brenda, everybody who was involved in the planning, Brenda, Ben, and all the other people were involved in the planning of that miracle. They were at the church the previous night of the day, trying to plan and see how everything was going to happen and everything, trying to make sure that this is during the night, not during the day. Late at night, because I think at that time there was an IVP that was going on. So, the thing was planned. The coffin was bought. The money was given to the people. Then these people, apparently, who had a deceased person, were given money by Ben, and the money came from the finance. The money came from the finance, and the lady who was responsible for the finance in the finance department also left the church, who happens to be the sister of the pastor in question. Left the church soon after the resurrection miracle. She is not there in the church. I don't know whether she went to Congo. I don't have any information about her. So this is what happened. After everything was done, the following day was going to be the fateful day when the miracle was going to take place. Everyone was, So even if you watch the video of that day, apparently I think they have taken it down. They've even taken down the video of the very day when ELLIOT was resurrected. They pulled it down from the internet. Why would you pull down a video? Why would you pull down a whole video? Why would you pull down a whole video? Simply because there's a miracle that everyone is saying is fake. If it's real, then keep the video, let everybody watch it. Let people do their analysis and everything, you see. So now, this is what took place the following day. The following day was going to be the day that the miracle was going to be done. The following day was going to be the day that the day was going to be done. Powerful Sunday service. On that day, I was in Zimbabwe. I was in Zimbabwe at Victoria Falls Airport, getting ready to catch a flight to get into Namibia. I got a call. I got a WhatsApp message on my phone, and somebody says, "Go right now, check what your father has done." I quickly logged onto Facebook, and then I didn't see anything. Then I asked him, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Go and check the pictures, see what your father has done." So I went again and I checked. Hey, I'm seeing there's a coffin in the church. There's a coffin in the church. There's a man who's been resurrected here. What is going on? So I quickly, I was trying to call the guys from church to say, "Guys, please." I was trying to call the guys from the Joburg church. I couldn't get any of them because I wanted to say, "Guys, please, if there's any way that you can make sure that you cut out that video, don't release those pictures, please do it. Otherwise, this is going to be trouble. This is going to be trouble." Unfortunately, I couldn't get anybody. Got into the flight. I landed in Namibia. When I landed in Namibia, I was with a guy from Zimbabwe, a son of Apostle Lillian Branya. I saw that she's watching right now. That's a biological son. I traveled with him to Namibia. They detained us at the Namibian airport for close to an hour or so. Because apparently when we arrived at the airport, the resurrection thing was all over, and they recognized my face. And some people came, Prophet, how are you? Oh, what? But then some people said, "No, that's Prophet, what?" So Namibia doesn't play with prophets. Once they hear prophet, they don't joke with you. They don't play around with you. They detained us there up until they cleared us. After an hour, we went to the hotel. The following day, it was war War on social media, war everywhere. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat because the attacks were coming left, right, and center. People from my church were asking me, was the miracle true? Was the miracle real? 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 I see somebody was saying, Fantas John, we need two sides of the story, not one commentator with no evidence to back it. Listen, what I'm saying right here, Facebook is not a platform for me to come and say, and then this is a picture of so-and-so. This is what I have. I'm keeping it for the right time. I'm keeping it for the right time. I'm keeping it because I cannot be coming online like this. Blabbing about things that I don't know. Blabbing and talking nonsense about things that I don't understand and things that I don't know. So you who's coming here and talking about your evidence, go get your evidence somewhere else, not here. You see, because I'm helping people. I'm helping people to understand and to realize that time to play church is over. Time to play church is over. Time to play church has come to an end. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing, not to come and prove myself right. You know, believe what you want to believe. Believe me if you want to. Do not believe me if you do not want to. Okay? So believe your belief, doubt your doubt, but the truth remains, and the truth has no feelings. The truth, nobody can contest against the truth, you see. So, yeah. And then you realize that it was at that time when, internet was buzzing, internet was crazy. Everybody was talking about this thing. So I quickly had to come back from Namibia, flew back into South Africa. When I got back to South Africa, I didn't take time. I went straight to Johannesburg. When I got to Johannesburg, I went to his house. I went to his house in Sandton. And then he called me. They said, "Hey, son, this is bad. What are we going to do?" Then I said, let me think. Let me think of something that can happen. Let me think of something that we can do. So afterwards, I went to my hotel. I went to my apartment in Sandton. I was there. And then I got a call from one of my brothers and friends. And he said to me, I call him Elder. He said, "Hey, my prof, listen, man, I know the owner of the funeral parlor. Let's see what we can." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." Then I said, "Listen, give me the number. Let me call the owner of the parlor. Let me call." So I called him and I said, "Listen, I've managed to get hold of the owner of the parlor." Then he said, "Go ahead. Call the owner of the parlor. If it is possible that we can get the owner of the parlor, let us get them to be on our side." The reason why I played all the videos that I played in the beginning, I played all those videos to show someone that this thing of ELLIOT was not something new. The thing of ELLIOT was not something that was an upgrade. The ELLIOT resurrection was an upgrade to everything that had been happening there for a very long time. You see? Yeah. So you realize that, oh Lord, Jesus. So if a man is capable of faking all those prophecies, in church, coming out to fake, and he's even feeling the anointing and doing this and lifting his hands, what can stop him from faking a resurrection? What can stop him? Nothing, you see. So I called him. I said, "This is what I found." And then he said, "Call." So I called the owner of the parlor. And after I called the owner of the parlor, he said to me, "I'm going to get back to you." And then I called him again. I said, "Please, let's meet up." He was refusing. I called him again. He said, no, let's meet in court. I tried again. I called my friend. I said, "Listen." Then we went to Sandton at his house again. We sat at his house. Then he said, "Listen, offer them whatever that we can offer them. If they need money, let's offer them money." Then I called Elder. I said, "Elder, how much do they want, so that they can just silence this whole story, they can just withdraw the court case that they've opened against us and stuff like that." Elder tried what he tried. Oh, up to no luck. The parlor guy, nothing happened. Up until he said to me, "No, son, you know what? Let's just leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. Let's allow the lawyers to take care of this issue. Let's allow the lawyers to take care of the matter. Let's leave it as it is. The lawyers are going to handle it. So apparently, the lawyers were going back and forth, trying to come up. So if you watch a video where he went into church, if you watch the video when ELLIOT was brought to the church, his mouth was opened. This man comes and he says, what happened to him? This is the landlord. This is that is proof. That is proof. That is proper evidence, to the CRL, who are trying to find what is going on, to the Hawks who are investigating this matter, to the police who were investigating this issue. Find the landlord. Find the brother, the one who said, I'm the brother, because he's not the brother. The brother has got a South African accent. ELLIOT is from Zimbabwe. ELLIOT is from Zimbabwe. So find the brother, find the wife, the lady who was claiming to be the wife. That's not the wife. ELLIOT is not married. And that was his second time to be in church. The first time he went to AMI to go and fake a miracle of sitting on a wheelchair, that was the first time he went to church. After he faked the miracle of a wheelchair, they called him again. Apparently, he was too good. So they called him again, and then after they called him, they said, now let's go big, The same night of the resurrection miracle, after ELLIOT was resurrected. Now let's look at this. Let's look at facts. We don't want to be beating about the bushes and everything. And listen, I'll do everything possible, everything that I have in my position, in my cloud, everything that I've kept in my cloud, all the conversations that I've kept in my cloud, everywhere, in my phone and stuff, I'll make sure that that information is used to make sure that justice is found and justice is served on this matter. I know that they're not going to spare me. They're not going to spare me for what I'm doing, but I don't care, because this is the truth and this is the reality. Bishop Jackie was holding a microphone. The lady, the colored lady, the bishop, was holding a microphone and she was outside. Pastor Alf, there is a miracle that has happened. And then he acted as if he doesn't know what's happening. He said, what's happening there? Something is going on. So he went outside, he's acting as if he doesn't know. Listen, to all the pastors who are watching me now, all the pastors and the prophets and the apostles who are watching me right now, if you have ever prayed for a person who's on a wheelchair and who's on a clutch, and it's not a fake miracle, and it's a real miracle, a real proper miracle, if you have ever prayed, you do not go with such confidence. I'm telling you. You don't go with such confidence. If you know that this is going to be a real miracle, you don't go with such confidence. You humble yourself before God, because you know that it is not going to be in your power, but it's going to be in the power of God. Look at the confidence that he had when he was walking there. He gets there, he said, who came? Who's this? What happened? Then he said, oh, he's breathing. Then he says, who came? You are the wife. You are the landlord. You are the this. You are the that. Okay, you don't come with such confidence. You don't come with such confidence to come and perform a miracle that you know that you don't have any hand on it. He came with so much confidence. And as he was there, he starts praying and touching the man. He started doing this. Why are the police and why are the Hawks not asking him, if you say you did not have a hand on the miracle, what were you doing when you were doing this, when you're doing your hands like this? Because he says that he was set up, and they are alleging that I'm the one who set them up. They are alleging that I'm the one who set them up for that miracle. They circulated that message in their church, apparently, They circulated the thing in their church, and they said J. Israel is the one who set up, and then when he set up, he wanted to bring down Pastor Alf. So if he is a true man of God, why did he not prophesy that J. Israel is setting him up? That's number one. Why did you not prophesy that J. Israel is the one who's setting him up? Why did you do this if he's a man of God? Watch the video very well. He did this, and he did this on the video. He did this, and then he touched the man. And then when he touched the man, that's a dramatic, that's a very dramatic thing that was done. A dramatization of everything, just to try and show people that power is coming out. Okay, power is coming out. So if you say it was not a miracle, you did not perform a miracle, what were you doing when you were doing all that? Do you understand? So all the true men of God who are watching me right now, if you have ever prayed for anybody, even if somebody told you that I've got fibroids or I've got a headache, you don't go with confidence, because you don't know whether God will heal the person or not. You don't know whether a miracle will happen or not, because it's not in your hands. It's not in your hands. You are not the one who is healing, but God is the one who's healing. So look at the whole scenario. Then he touched the man. Then ELLIOT, rose up. His mouth opened and is looking like this. He's looking around. The last time I saw a funeral where a kick was felt, the last time I saw a funeral where a kick was felt from the coffin, just a kick, not even to say somebody was resurrected, just a kick to say there was a small kick that was felt from the coffin, a small kick, just a go at the funeral. Everybody ran away. Everybody ran away. As soon as ELLIOT stood up, nobody ran. Everybody was there. Even the wife did not run. The one who was claiming to be the wife, she started crying because it was part of the script. As soon as ELLIOT was resurrected, the wife must cry, the landlord must cry, the brother must cry. But those were the only ones who were crying. You see? Those were the only ones who were crying. So you realize that there was a fake miracle. And I'm going to mention some stuff right here. Because I want you to know. I want you to know that this is the truth. This is the truth, and I'm not trying to destroy somebody. I'm not trying to destroy a person. I'm not trying to destroy or go against somebody. I'm not. You see? So look at this. Then they took the man. Then he called the general, the one who wears the marine suits all the time. He said, come around. So if you look at everything, when he was praying there, as soon as ELLIOT rose up, the cameraman was focusing on ELLIOT. And then he pointed at the cameraman and then he said, record. He said this. According to me, because I'm a pastor, I understand the language. He's saying, stop recording ELLIOT. People have seen ELLIOT. Record the wife who's crying so that it can look believable. Then after that, he pointed again to the landlord. Record the landlord so that it can look believable. Because it will not look believable if ELLIOT rises and the wife doesn't cry, It won't look believable if ELLIOT rises and the ones who came with ELLIOT are not crying. It won't look believable. So he's saying, if you look there on the camera, he did this almost twice, trying to direct the guys to say, hey, guys, you're messing up my movie here. You're messing up my movie. And he didn't want them to mess up the movie production. So they took ELLIOT into the church. They walked him nicely into the church, and he's walking as if he can't walk. That time, the man can't wait to go and sit down and have his plate of rice, They took him in. The next thing, everybody is dancing with him. I mean, guys, oh no, man. All those people who are in that church, all the pastors who are sons, all the women who are daughters, where is your discernment? All those who were shouting and screaming and praying and ululating where is your discernment? Me personally, when I heard that ELLIOT has been resurrected, I did not even celebrate or think twice. I just said to myself, we are finished. That's what I said to myself. I called my brother immediately. I called my brother, the one that they have sent my picture and his picture to some hitmen in Joburg to come after us. I sent a message to my brother, and I said to my brother, look at what has happened. My brother said, you are finished. I told you a long time ago that you must leave this man. But I don't know what you are still doing with this man. Look at what has happened. You will never, ever recover from this. So people were screaming, people were crying, people were celebrating, people were, everyone was jumping up and down. So, oh Lord, God is good. Oh, we thank God. Oh, this is a true miracle. Oh, this is a real miracle. Oh, the pastors were crying. I have a brother who was there on that day, he called me and he was in tears. And this is a man who says he's a prophet. I asked myself, you are a prophet and you are crying and you are in tears because you saw a miracle. Where is your discernment? Where is your discernment? All those who are attending this church, where is your discernment? This is how this place operates. This is not a church. It's not a church. This is a business center. This is not a church, it is a business center. So when you are going to this place, you are going to a business center. You are not going there for prayers. You are not going there. You are just, so when you get there, you are actually not a son or a daughter, but you are a client. And your clientele is determined, and the level of your clientele there, of you being a client, is determined by the amount of money that you place on the altar. So if you place small money, then you are a client who's far. If you put big money, you come closer, you know. That is why the whole front row, you don't sit on that front seat there if you are broke. Never. You don't sit on that front row. Where's us? We used to sit. You know, I used to sit there. In as much as I did not have I was not putting money on anything, but because of my mind, the men knew that my level of intelligence is on another level. That is why he brought me very close. He brought me too close to him because he knew that this young man is brilliant, is intelligent. I was not a slow learner, so he brought me very close. So I want everybody to know this. After the whole resurrection thing was done, ELLIOT is now in the church. People are dancing with ELLIOT. ELLIOT is eating rice, okay? Where is the rice coming from? Where is the rice coming from? Where is the rice coming from? Who cooked the rice? Oh, Jesus. Let me just fix my phone a little bit here before I can run out of battery. Yeah, before I finish this broadcast. I don't want this broadcast to be interrupted. Okay. Right, so I hope you can see me well. Okay. So where is your discernment? Everyone who's still a member, everyone who's still going there, all those who are busy coming online saying, oh no, the man of God, my father, this, you know. Where is your discernment? Where is your spirit of discernment? Where is your discernment? Did you not see for yourself that there's something wrong with what is happening here? So I want to mention a few things right now. I've been getting calls from newspapers. I've been getting calls from different people. And I just want to put it on record that what I'm doing right here, what I'm doing right now, is something that is going to put me in a lot of trouble. But I'm ready for the trouble, you know, because I know that I'm speaking the truth. CRL, this is where you come in. The CRL, this is where they come in. When the whole thing was going on and everything was happening, the CRL promised that they're going to summon the man and they're going to sit him down and ask him questions. Up to now, those questions have not yet been asked. A lot of pastors were speaking against this thing, but one thing about South Africa is that something will just, it's like a paper fire. It will just boo, then the next thing is gone. But I would like the CRL to revisit this matter. And all those who are involved in the investigations of this issue, I want them to revisit this case. I'm ready to be a witness because already I am a witness, you know, and I'm ready to stand on any platform to speak the truth of what exactly happened with regards to this resurrection thing. Number one, they must look for Ben. He ran away from social media. They must find that guy. They must find him in Congo. They must find him in DRC. Ben Mwepu, he was a pastor. I've never seen him preaching, but they were saying he's a pastor. They must find that guy. You know, they must find that guy. He is the guy who facilitated the whole resurrection thing. He's the guy who paid ELLIOT. He's the guy who took care of ELLIOT. They must look for that guy and they must find that guy. Now, let's say ELLIOT died. They must find that same guy. Together with Pastor Alf, they know what happened to ELLIOT. They are responsible for whatever that happened to ELLIOT. If ELLIOT is alive, I don't want to speak things that are going to incriminate me and that are going to implicate me tomorrow. But I want to put it in this way. If ELLIOT is alive, if ELLIOT, in fact, let me say, if ELLIOT died, a proper investigation must be done. Who is the family member of ELLIOT? Do they really have any a proper legal relationship to whoever is claiming to be the family member of ELLIOT? These are things that must be done. This is information that must be, at the end of the day, even if nobody gets arrested, because I know they'll say, no, it's not a criminal offense, even if nobody gets arrested, but listen to me and listen to me well. Even if nobody gets arrested, at the end of the day, you must know the truth. And the truth is that the miracle was fake. That's number one. And that's not the only miracle that was performed that was fake. There's a lot of them that were performed that were fake. The truth of the matter is that whatever happened to ELLIOT, it must be traced back to the church. Because there is no way you can resurrect a man today. All the newspapers are looking for him and they can't find him. The police are looking for him, they can't find him. Where did they hide ELLIOT after service? Where did they put him? Those are questions that must be asked. Those are questions that must be asked. Those are questions that must be asked. I see somebody says, you said ELLIOT is alive in your previous broadcast. I'm not twisting and turning. I'm not twisting and turning. I don't want to speak things that are going to implicate me tomorrow. But the honest truth is that according to my own understanding and my own thinking as I'm sitting here, ELLIOT is alive. I'm not running away from that. ELLIOT is alive. The reason why I'm saying all these investigations must be done, they must be done to find out where is ELLIOT, what happened to him, where did they hide him, how did they smuggle ELLIOT out of the country? If he is in the country, where are they keeping him? ELLIOT is not his real name, by the way. ELLIOT is not his real name. That's not his real name. So these are the questions that must be asked. These are the things, these are the facts that we must face. I see somebody thinks I'm running. I'm not running away. ELLIOT is alive and ELLIOT must be found. ELLIOT is alive and he must be found. Let's say you meet Lukau face to face. Are you going to say this to him? Oh, well, why would I be afraid of saying this face to face to him? Is he an animal? He's not an animal. He's a human being. He's a human being. He's not an animal. I'll definitely say it to his face. I'll definitely say it to his face. Without fear, without trembling, without any favor or anything. I'll say it. So these are questions that we are supposed to ask. These are the questions that we are supposed to be asking. If ELLIOT is dead, okay, let's say he died. Okay? Let's say he died. Where is his death certificate? Where is his death certificate? Where was he buried? Was his death certificate published in any newspaper article? Was his death certificate given to anybody? Where was he buried? After he died, who made a follow-up to know where exactly ELLIOT is? Who made a follow-up after he died? Who made a follow-up after he died? Who made a follow-up? After he died, who made a follow-up? These are questions that must be asked. These are questions that we are supposed to ask. These are questions that we are supposed to be asking. Other than flip-flopping, running up and down and looking for things, these are proper questions we are supposed to be asking. Because like I said, I told you in the past, and I'll repeat it again today. I was given money, and that money was given to me by a guy from EMA. His name is Didier. Yeah, his name is Didier. Didier is the one who brought money. We were at the house in Santin, and they sent him to go and take money from the car. The money was in a silver, it was in a silver gift bag. The money that was inside there, about 150,000 rands and about between 5 to 8,000 US dollars. That was given to me. It was given to me to say, make sure that you go to Zimbabwe right now. Go and make sure that whatever that has to do with ELLIOT, whatever that involves ELLIOT, anything, just do anything you can do. Jay, I trust you. Go to Zimbabwe. Whatever you find it. Whatever you can do, just go and do it. You know, in terms of the media and in terms of covering stuff and hiding everything in terms of media, because everything is all about media. You see, it's all about media. So this is what happened. The first question that we have to ask is, why was I given that money if the miracle was a true miracle? Now we have concluded. Now we have concluded that the miracle was fake. Now we have to know what happened to ELLIOT. ELLIOT cannot be the most wanted man in the whole world to come and testify and just say, I was paid so that this man can be busted. Before ELLIOT is found, before ELLIOT testifies, we will hear that ELLIOT has died. Is that a coincidence? Is that a coincidence? Because the first time he went to act in this church, he was in a wheelchair. Then the second time he went back, he was in a coffin. So why would he die after a miracle that has gone viral? Why didn't he die the first time he was in a wheelchair? I want you to know this. I want you to know this right now, wherever you are. ELLIOT is alive, and ELLIOT must be found. He must be found. He must be found. Proper investigations must be put in place so that ELLIOT can be found. If he is really dead, maybe I'm wrong. If he is really dead and ELLIOT is really, really dead, these are the things that we are supposed to know. Where is his death certificate? Who was the mother? Who was the family? Where did they, who did they talk to? Who interviewed them? How did they die? I mean, how did they take it as a family? These are questions that we are supposed to be asking, other than beating about the bushes and everything. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If ELLIOT was resurrected and he was healed, how come he never testified afterwards? How come they never published the video? Because they recorded a video of him. They went back to church after the resurrection stunt. They went back, and then when they went back after the resurrection stunt, this is what happened. They shot a video, and when they shot the video, they wanted to use the video as damage control, just in case the miracle goes out of hand and out of control. Now listen to the man when he gets to the service on a Friday, after the whole week of people going back and forth and talking. Listen to what he says when he gets to the church. He says, ELLIOT was breathing in the coffin. Already you are saying it was fake. You are saying it was a fake miracle. You are admitting that the miracle was fake. He says ELLIOT was already breathing, and he just prayed for ELLIOT to have strength. What kind of nonsense is that? Why would you pray for somebody? If somebody needs strength, they must bring him in a wheelchair. They must not bring him in a coffin. Why this kind of drama? So this is the reality of the story. This is the reality of the story. Proper investigations must be put in place. ELLIOT must be found. Whatever that I have in my possession, all the charts that I have in my possession, all the conversations that I did with the funeral parlor, trying to sweet talk the funeral parlor, talking to the other guy again to say, please, we can pay money so just to silence, and who was doing this? He's the one. The man is the one who was saying, Jay, go and make sure whatever money that they want us to pay, we can pay it. Whatever amount that they want us to put down, we can put it down just for them, to withdraw this thing, just for them to draw back a bit. Do you understand what I'm saying? So already we have We have concluded that the miracle was fake. And now the question that follows is that if you are still part of this church, what are you? I don't understand. What is going on in your mind? How can somebody be in a mortuary from Friday, Saturday, and then on Sunday, he is sweating? His body is not even cold, but he was kept in a mortuary from Friday. How can somebody who was kept in a mortuary from Friday be sweating? ELLIOT is alive, and ELLIOT must be found. 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 So me being given the money that I was given to say, go and pay the whatever the media, just make sure that you cover up this thing, don't let it blow over and stuff. I realized that, I was used in this whole process. I was used in this whole process, and I'm also a victim as well in the whole process of this resurrection thing. Why would I be given money to go and pay media houses to cover up a miracle that really took place, and the miracle was true? And the miracle was true. And the miracle was true. If the miracle was correct. Now, let me give you something else to, something else to take home with, something else that you can take home with tonight as I'm concluding this broadcast. ELLIOT is alive, and ELLIOT must be found. If ELLIOT is dead, let's just say if ELLIOT is dead, okay? If ELLIOT is dead, and if ELLIOT is really, really dead, then the death certificate must be found. The grave number where he was buried must be found. Those who were available at his funeral must be found. His funeral was conducted before lockdown. And the fact that his funeral was conducted before lockdown and before coronavirus came, it simply means that the funeral, definitely there were people who attended the funeral. There were people who were part of the funeral. There were people who attended the funeral. There were people who were there at the funeral. How come they did not take pictures because of how the thing went viral? How come they never took pictures to say we are attending a funeral, ELLIOT's funeral? How come all that never happened? So I'm calling upon the CRL. I'm calling upon the SAPS. I'm calling upon everybody, I'm calling, yes, somebody says you were outsmarted, you were used, I was used. It's only dawning on me now that I was used, because he knew my influence in the media. He knew the influence that I have in the media. He knew the kind of influence that I still have even up to now in the media. That is why he used me to try and cover up his things. He used me to try and cover up his tracks and to try and cover up everything. And because me, I was a very... I'm loyal, I'm 100% loyal. You see? I'm 100% loyal. I took the money, I ran. Spoke to this one, please, publish this, do this here, do this and stuff. So after everything is said and done, I'm calling upon the CRL to make a proper investigation. On that particular day, there were security guards who were on duty. And guess what? When I was watching the interview that was done by Charles, in that interview, the lawyer mentioned something, and the lawyer said, when they got to the church, they made some calls using the driver's phone. And these people who were making calls using the driver's phone were the people who were bringing ELLIOT to church. And then afterwards, the phone of that driver went missing. Why? Because they didn't want anything to trace back to them. Because they took the phone. And then a case of theft was actually opened. They took the phone because they knew that now that our people have made a mistake and they have made a call, now that our people have made a mistake and they've used the driver's phone to make a phone call, now they're going to find the number, then it will trace back to them. So everything was done, So everything was done. Everything was done in such a way that the phone had to go missing so that the phone is not found. Because once the phone is found, they'll be able to they'll be able to find who really made that phone call and what connection does he have with Elliot and stuff like that. So this is the truth. This is the truth. I'm calling upon the CRL. They must do a proper investigation to this matter. They must do a proper probe into this matter and to summarize everything and to bring clarity and everything to this whole matter. There were security guards. There were security guards who were on duty. They must be brought in for questioning. They must be questioned what happened. There were media guys who interviewed the ELLIOT crew after the service around 11 p.m. at night. They must be brought in for questioning as well so that they are asked where is Elliot and what happened to Elliot. This is the truth, and the truth must prevail. So I want you to know that at the end of the day, after everything is said and done, nobody might get arrested. He might not get arrested because he probably has all the money to pay whoever that will try to arrest him. He might not get arrested. His team might not get arrested. He might have already done whatever that needs to be done already, knowing for a fact that I'm coming for him and I'm coming this way and I'm speaking things like this, At the end of the day, souls must be delivered and souls must be set free. Everybody who's part of this church, this is the truth that you must know. You are in a business center. That's a business center. That's not a church. That's a business center. A lot of people were attacking me and saying things and stuff, but I want you to know that after this, you'll begin to see articles online. You'll see people coming up and saying things against me, coming to speak. This one will say this one will say that. Why? Because they've been trying to come and find me. They've been trying to come and find me. They've been trying to come and take my life, to come and kill me, but they're failing. They're failing. They've hired people there in Johannesburg to hunt me down and to find me and kill me and make sure that I'm gone. I disappear just the same way that all the other people have disappeared in the past. And because they can't find me and they can't get me in that regard, now they are going to use different avenues. They're going to try to set me up for things. They'll frame me for things. So yeah, but I want them to know that I'm ready. I'm ready for them. I'm seeing this comment for the second time. Somebody says, I told you he paid CRL over 15 million rands to silence the case. This is a comment I'm seeing. I'm not the one. This is not information from me. But I'm calling upon the CRL to say, let there be a proper investigation to this matter, because it cannot just die like that. It cannot just die like that. And all the souls who are being kept under in that place, all the women in my next broadcast, probably not in my next broadcast. I'll give it some time. Maybe tomorrow I'll be preaching. Tomorrow we are getting back to our normal preaching. Sunday I'm preaching. Probably sometime next week I'll be coming out again to speak about the women that are being abused, the women that are being raped in these prophetic business centers, the women that are being raped, the women that are being abused. Some of them have come to me, some of them have reached out to me, and they are not willing to speak out simply because they are afraid that they were threatened. So I'm engaging a lot of other people. I'm bringing in a lot of other people who are working with the Girl Child Network. We are working with different other people to make sure that these girls are kept safe. As soon as they come out and they start speaking, we are making sure that these girls are safe and these girls are kept safe in a very safe place so that nothing happens to them, because they've been threatened to say, if you ever speak about this, you're going to die. Some of them have been given money to keep quiet, but nothing is going to happen to them. God is going to protect them in Jesus' mighty name. So I want you to know that this is the truth of the matter. And then yeah, the women were being abused, the women were being raped, the women who have been raped sexually. I'm talking about sexual harassment, sexual abuse and stuff like that. You know, I have all these people we have reached out. And in the next broadcast, not in the next one, but in my next broadcast where I'll be addressing these things, I'm going to be calling them on the phone, and I want everybody to hear for themselves what they're going through, what they went through, how they cannot speak because they've been, and for the sake of their protection and everything, you know. For the sake of their protection and everything, so I know that God is going to protect them, and the Lord is going to be with them. You see, so the Lord bless everybody who was watching. The Lord bless everyone who was part of this broadcast tonight. I want you to know that it's not over until God says it's over. It's not over until God says it's over. It's not over until God says it is finished. So I want you to know that even there are South African pastors, there are pastors in South Africa. You know, it's a cleaning moment. It's a moment of cleansing. There are South African pastors who have come to me at some point seeking to be helped for their churches to grow and stuff like that. Some, I told them what I told them the procedure they have to follow, and they were prepared to follow the procedure. Some of them I did some spiritual directions for them during that time for their churches. Some of them I helped them in different ways. And I want you to know, I saw them, they were coming out guns blazing against me, attacking me and everything. I want them to know that I'm not going to spare anybody. Some of them were my friends, some of them were acquainted to me, some of them were close to me, and but I saw them coming guns blazing, speaking against me and saying all sorts of nonsense, saying that this is what Jezreel is doing, this is what is doing, and all those who have been doing live broadcasts since the beginning of the year. There are people who were doing live broadcasts, coming, you know, doing their live broadcasts, attacking me. Yet they know very well that we have been acquainted at some point. We have been together at some point. We have done things together at some point. I've got nothing to hide. I've got nothing to hide. I've got nothing to fear. And all of you who've been attacking me have got things to hide. You have got skeletons in your shelves. So you better start repenting before I start coming after you. My response to all your live broadcasts that you did, I'm telling you that it's not going to be as nice as the live broadcasts that all of you did when you were attacking me and calling me names. So yeah, my response is coming to all the pastors who did live broadcasts and they were attacking me, knowing very well that at some point they were together with me, they were my accomplices, we are acquainted together. I want you to know that I'm coming for you, and people will know the truth, and the truth will set them free, and the body of Christ will be cleansed, and the truth of the gospel shall be preached, and everybody will know that surely there is a God in heaven. With that being said, I'm not afraid of anybody. I do not fear nothing. I do not fear nobody. I do not fear anything. You cannot kill a dead man. I'm a dead man alive. You can't kill a dead man. I'm a dead man alive. So it will never happen. It will never happen. It will never happen. Please give us clarity about Means Tancredi if he's part of a cult, because there are pictures circulating. Well, a son of a snake is a snake. A son of a lion is a lion. Son of a jackal is a jackal. Son of a false prophet is a false prophet. A son of a fake prophet is a fake prophet. A son of a fake pastor is a fake pastor. A son of a thief is a thief. You know, there is no way that you can give birth not to your own kind. You can only give birth to your kind. So check, who are they acquainted to? Who do they call their fathers? Whatever that the fathers are doing, they're doing the exact same thing. I don't want to speak about other people here. I don't want to speak about people and stuff, you know, people that I have not had any encounters with. But I'm just saying that just do the maths. 1 + 1 is equals to 2. If you add 1 is equals to 3. You add 2 is equals to 5. And then you get your answer. So yeah. Anyway, the Lord bless everyone who's watching. The Lord bless all of you So my response is coming. My response is coming to everybody who was doing live broadcasts and all those pastors who have been prophesying that I'm going to die. Yet at some point they were acquainted with me. They were coming to me. All those pastors who've been coming out guns blazing, speaking nonsense against me. I want you to know that it's not yet over until God says it's over. After 2020, church will never be the same again. Church will never be the same again. There will be no more gimmicks in the church. There will be no more scams in the church. There will be no more all this faking of miracles, faking of prophecies. All these things will come to an end. After 2020, there will be a new church that God that is going to rise. There's going to be a new church that is going to rise. So I want you to know that all these things are coming to an end. All these lies that are being spoken from the altar, they are coming to an end. All these things that are, happening behind the scenes and whatnot, they are coming to an end. After 2020, after this era, if it means that I have to lose my life for the sake of opening the eyes of the people of God, I'm ready to die for that cause, and I'm ready to lose my life for that cause. I do not care and I do not worry, because you cannot kill a dead man. Already inside I'm dead. I'm a dead man alive. I'm dead in Christ. I do not have a life, because the life I had, I gave it to Christ. So anyway, let us see what is going to happen. May God bless you all, and may God be with you in the mighty name of Jesus. So to everybody who's asking questions about different pastors, check who they call their spiritual father. Whatever their spiritual fathers are doing, some of these boys, they just went to some fathers just to go and hide. For example, I was talking to a certain brother of mine, and he was saying to me, so what do you think about Pastor Chris? And then I said, you know what? I don't want to say anything about Pastor Chris because I've never met him. I've never sat down with him. I don't want to lie against a man I don't know. I don't want to speak against somebody that I don't know. But my only worry and my only question that I have when it comes to Pastor Chris is, how did Pastor Chris accept Prophet Hubert Angel to be his spiritual son? That is question number one. Number two, how did Pastor Chris get to a point of even taking a picture and having a meeting with Prophet Bushiri? Yet we all know what Bushiri is up to. Yet we all know what Prophet Angel is up to. How did Pastor Chris, in his office of being a man of God and everything, how did he accept? What is this one doing there? So you realize that before you want to talk about anything, at times you just need to do your maths, because this is a man who's asking for things, from people and stuff like that, and doing a whole lot of things. And then he goes to a man like Pastor Chris, and then he starts saying, I'm now close to Pastor Chris. Pastor Chris is my father. Pastor Chris is this. Me and Pastor Chris, we are close. How did Pastor Chris manage to associate himself with such a man like this one? With such a man like this one, how did he associate himself? So at times, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying that's a question. That's a question that everybody has to ask. If everybody who's watching me now, you've been asking me questions. What do you think about Pastor Chris? What do you think? I don't want to say anything because I don't know him. I've never met him. I don't even follow his ministry. I don't follow his messages. But the question is this: how did he become a son of a man like Pastor Chris? And Pastor Chris took him very close, very, very close, to be as close as he is now, where, he's even wishing him happy birthday online. Such things, these are things that bring questions, to certain figures, These are things that bring questions to certain figures and to certain people. So I want you to know that this is the reality of the story, This is the reality of the story. Just so for interest's sake, to all those who are coming out and speaking nonsense, and we say, no, you left Angel, you went to Alf, and then you are always moving from one spiritual father to the other. Go and ask Hubert Angel that question. He left Kusi Boateng. Now he is with Pastor Chris. When he left Prophet Victor Kusi Boateng, nobody said nothing because it was being done by their favorite. Because it was being done by their favorite, none of them spoke. But when I left him to go to Alf, everybody was speaking, everybody was saying this, everybody was talking against me, everybody was rising up against me. But when it was my turn, when it was my turn, everybody spoke. But when it was his turn, he just left what do you call it? He just left Prophet Kusi Boateng. He started saying, my father is Pastor Chris. Nobody said nothing. So, some of these things, you must always question yourself. I was talking to a brother. I'm sure he's watching right now. I was talking to a brother. He's an apostle sometime this morning. We're having a conversation of this sort again. The same conversation I had with another gentleman yesterday. I was saying to him, you know what, my brother? This era that we are in is an era of seeking God personally. Seek God at a personal level. Your personal level. I see somebody says, how did you get close to Alf? I got close to Alf because I had a criminal mindset, a criminal mentality. I was streetwise, I was street sharp, I was streetwise. That is why I got very close to him, and he wanted to, to be using me for a lot of things. That is how I got very close to him. Us in Zimbabwe, we know how to get close to pastors, so don't ask me that question. All the Zimbabweans know how to get close to pastors. Get any Zimbabwean guy now, you will find him sitting in places that you never, ever suspect. So I'm not saying anything about Pastor Chris. I don't want to speak against somebody I don't know, somebody I've never met, I'm just saying, I'm just speaking about the one I know. I'm speaking about the one that I know right now. And I know even there, because of the things I've been saying about them as well, they are also busy planning and plotting. They are using fake accounts to send messages to people, trying to, to say things, to send things to the media, and to, it's fine. They can bring it on. I'm ready for that. Anyway, so yeah, that was an answer to those questions. So I was saying to this brother of mine, this era that we are in is an era of seeking God for yourself at a personal level. It's time up. It's time up for you to be going to a man of God. No, Papa this, Papa that, because you go to Papa this, Papa that, and then the next thing you realize that you've been disappointed. What you thought it was, it is not what it really is. You see, so I'm not doing this for myself because I'm not getting. I'm not doing this for myself because I'm not getting anything out of this. I'm not getting any money out of this. I'm not getting, but the only thing that I'm doing is to say at the end of the day, my conscience is clear. I'm not, even if I have to die tomorrow, I'm not going to die with anything in my heart heavy that I've not done, that I've kept in my heart for so long. I've emptied myself on my platforms. I've spoken about everything that I've done, everything I've been involved in. I've spoken about everything that I'm not proud of, and I've mentioned everything. So right now I'm an open book, and yeah, I see somebody saying, "Is J Israel your real name?" Said that's a newcomer, I guess. Can somebody answer that newcomer for me? Can somebody answer that newcomer for me there who's saying, is J Israel your real name? Yeah, so there's a lot. These charlatans are a lot. Yeah, these charlatans are a lot, and they are here in South Africa, These charlatans are a lot, but I'm telling you that by the special grace of God, after lockdown, church will never be the same again. Church will never be the same again. So God bless you. It is well with you. In Jesus' mighty name, amen and amen. I love you all with the love of God, and let's meet tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be live on my official Facebook page. We are having our official official Friday service in the name of Jesus. So let's meet tomorrow in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. With that being said, I want you to know, stay away from charlatans, stay away from jackals, stay away from foxes, stay away from thieves, stay away from robbers, all these prophets who are masquerading as prophets who can perform great miracles. They are jackals, charlatans, and all those names. That is what they are. So God bless you. Stay away from them and know that the Lord is with you. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen.